Well, time to meet tonight's guests. One is an actor who is currently starring in the TV adaptation of the psychological thriller series Ripley.
And the other is a comedian who's celebrating almost 3 decades of making us laugh. Please welcome Dakota and Harry Hill. Wow. Welcome, the both of you.
It's very good to see you both. Happy bank holiday.
Yeah,
thank you.
Dakota, you're here in the UK promoting your new film, The Watched. My goodness, we've both seen it.
Oh, yes, I was there today watching it.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
Great.
I was terrified. I was on my own on Friday
Was a
in
bit
a
lively.
cinema.
Was a
And
bit lively.
yeah, a bit lively on your own.
What's it about?
Well, it's a psychological thriller, Harry. Now then, so you play Mina.
I do.
And Mina finds herself in a very odd situation with 3 other strangers. How much would you like to say about the plot?
Yeah, well, I play a character named Mina who is at a bit of a standstill in her life. She's kind of a searcher and looking and running away from her past. And yes, she sort of finds herself in the middle of this forest in these unique circumstances with these other people and discovers that she has to enter this enclosure and be watched by creatures on the other side of a mirror through the night to stay safe. And it's sort of a mix of a very grounded human story and also a bit of a Celtic fairy tale. It's set in Ireland. We filmed it in Dublin and in Wicklow and Galway. And so yes, it's a fairy tale and also a grounded story too. So
And
There you go, Harry.
yeah,
Sounds a
that
bit like
sums it
Epping
up.
Forest on a Friday night.
I've been there.
But a famous family have produced and directed, haven't they, this?
Yes.
So for those people who love films like Sixth Sense, this will appeal.
Definitely, yes. So it's produced by M. Night Shyamalan, and his daughter, Ishana Night Shyamalan, adapted this from the novel and is directing it as her feature film debut. And it's a very artistic, creative family, and Ishana is sort of forging her own path with this film. And I think it's very clearly the first of many films that she will make. She's a wonderful person, very talented, and I was really excited to be a part of this first experience with her.
Well, it is a bit of a scary watch, so if you're ready, let's...
Are you ready, Harry?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hold tight, get ready.
Your
Here we
character,
go.
Mina, encounters the Watchers.
5, 4, 3, 2. I don't mean to scare you, but we haven't much time. It's not wise to keep them waiting. They'll be very interested in someone new,
It's a window on the other side. They come every night.
and they'll watch us.
What is that? What are they doing?
Applause. For you, Mina.
Is it finished?
Yeah, you can
Is it
come out
over?
now. But
very scary.
as you alluded to, you know, apart from when you're in the coop, which is the house you saw there, all the scenes are really in the forest,
They
you know,
are.
and any forest is atmospheric. Anyway, was it quite scary to shoot some of the nighttime bits and pieces?
It was so interesting because we were in Wicklow in a forest, and then there was a certain day where they were like, we're going down the road to another forest, and I was like,
Why?
how different can the next forest down the road be? Isn't it gonna, you know? But all of the forests that we filmed in had a different energy, a different feel, a different look. The sort of main one that you see in that clip, it was one of those things where when you would go into it, you lost complete sense of time. It could have been 10 a.m. or 5 p.m. You had no idea, and depending on the way the light hit, it would feel peaceful, and the next second it could feel a little spooky. And even after being in it for weeks and weeks, I still would sort of wonder where I was just sitting 5 minutes before. You know, that disorientation sort of naturally happened to us all a little bit.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, it's
It is
brilliant.
brilliant.
Thank you, thanks.
Now, we alluded to it at the beginning of the programme. You've been acting since you were a little tot,
Yes.
didn't you? With Tom Cruise and Denzel Washington.
Yes.
But, you know, lots of child actors, they sort of lose their way, can do. But you credit your parents with the fact that you've managed to stay super grounded.
I think so. I say that, yeah. No, I have an incredible family, wonderful friends, wonderful people that I've, you know, worked with since a very early age professionally, you know, that have, they made sure that I was able to still be my own age and have a childhood amidst a very professional setting a lot of the time, and really fostered the fun aspect of being an actor.
Because it's quite a hard balance, that, for parents, isn't it? When you're 1 minute in a scene with Tom Cruise and then like, right, but now we need to do maths.
Yeah, that wasn't hard for my mom. She had no problem. She had absolutely no problem telling me when I was wrong, to this day. But no, I think even if I hadn't been an actor, my mom runs a very tight ship, and it translated into what I do in terms of being on time and being professional and being respectful and all of those things. It kind of, I was taught them, in a professional setting, but she would have taught me that no matter what.
Good mom. We've got some questions in for yourself as well, Dakota. Yeah. Emma says, I still watch you in Man on Fire with Denzel Washington all the time. It's one of my favourite films of all time. Now, you've recently been reunited, haven't you, with Denzel Washington in Equalizer 3?
Yes.
Was it kind of good to be working together with him again? I mean, that's incredible, that time.
I know, it's so crazy. It was 20 years almost exactly. One of his daughters is one of my closest friends, so I've seen him over those 20 years as my friend's dad. But getting to work with him, and the relationship between the characters in Equalizer and Man on Fire there's similarities between the relationships. Denzel's always very protective of me, and so it felt. I could remember being 9 years old and working with him, and then also, I was a 29-year-old woman, which was hard for him to believe.
Was it different as well? Was the feeling different? Like going into it as a 9-year-old, I'm guessing, I don't know, you're just a bit like, I'm going to a movie, but as a 29-year-old, it's like,
it was
with
so
Denzel.
funny. It was so funny because I felt the same way working with him as I did riding around in Mexico City in that car with him doing Man on Fire. I got the same feeling, which was a little bit of nerves, a little bit of butterflies, like joy. It was kind of a lot of feelings, but it felt very similar to when I was young. And it was actually really nice. I was sort of taken back to that time, and working with Denzel, it doesn't matter how old you are. It's
he's
unbelievable.
He's a lovely man.
You're absolutely great. Yeah.
So lovely. Well, The Watched is in cinemas from Friday, the 7th of June. Thank you.
Indeed. Right, still to come, Harry will be telling us how he'll be celebrating his very own Diamond Jubilee when he turns 60 later this year.
But Harry, now then, we must talk about this landmark year.
Yeah, we've not mentioned it, to be fair.
Yeah, 60 in October.
And you're celebrating in style.
Diamond Jubilee.
Like it.
Yeah,
Dakota.
good. Got it.
And so I'm going to go around the country. I'm doing a lap of honour around the country and meeting the public again. I'm going on tour. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going on tour, yeah.
So there's 78 dates in total.
New bits and greatest hits. So I'm going to, for the first time, I'm going to do some of the old bits.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the poster, yeah.
So there's going to be something for everyone then?
Not everyone. Not everyone.
No?
But,
No? Are you excluding
there'll
it?
be some. No, there'll be some. I mean, hopefully for everyone.
There
yes.
you go, yeah.
I mean, say quack, JJ.
Quack.
Say quack again. Keep going. Say quack.
This is going down a dodgy road,
Oh,
isn't
God.
it?
Go on.
Quack.
Quack. Go on.
Quack.
Quack. Go on.
Quack.
Go on.
Quack.
Go on.
Quack.
Yeah, you like it. Yeah, you like it.
I'll just keep catching them.
No, thank you.
I see you down the duck pond.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, you didn't put it. I mean, at least come on, make it work next time.
This is not. It's not happening though, is it? Until next year.
Not till February, no.
Still work in progress.
Yes.
But you're hoping it'll be.
I fell off
a
an ironing
slight-
board yesterday.
Oh, I know. We showed that at the beginning. It looked really painful. That did,
It
by
was
the way.
really painful, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too old to be doing that sort of thing, really. I don't know what I was doing on the ironing board.
What did you think was going to happen, though? Like, what was you expecting to happen
I thought it would. I thought
It might take your weight.
bounce would sort of cope with the impact.
Oh,
But
God,
you know,
it looks
people
painful.
might not realise, but you do make a lot of your own props, don't you?
do,
And that was part of that.
Yes, that was. Yeah, I was
What's
trying
the
out
story then?
of that prop.
Yeah.
Well, I've just got a routine about shinning out onto the wing of a plane, and I was going to demonstrate it with a leaf blower and an ironing board. But they don't make ironing boards like they used to. Don't buy the cheap ironing boards, people. Right, if you're planning to climb on top of them.
So when you say the show is going to be a little bit sort of different every night, how are you going to change it up?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, it was. So I'm going to have a randomizer, a joke randomizer. For the old stuff, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So what I thought I'd do is, you know those devices when you go on holiday to feed the cat, they sort of spring open at certain times. I thought I would have jokes inside these things, and at certain times during the show they would spring open, and then I would take out and perhaps
Everyone gets a bespoke show.
It would be different.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's always different anyway because the crowds are always different.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be involved with some of the audience as well, aren't you? Audience participation.
Yeah.
as usual.
Well, I always wanted to be in a double act, and so I get someone up out of the audience and get them to be to do the thing.
Are they like
I love
happy to
swing
get
ball.
up?
Never, no.
I was going to say, I'd be like, come on, Harry, give us a break.
I know, but I normally pick on someone who looks very weak. Yeah. A weak-looking
Just so you know, at
person.
home, yeah.
Well, often the thing is you say, and it's going to be you, and they go, oh no, and they don't want to get up, and then you go, come on everyone, give him a big hand, and so he feels obliged to
Get up.
Yeah.
Something else you got coming up. You got a podcast as well that you're doing at the minute.
Podcast. I'm the last comedian alive to start a podcast.
Never too late, though.
Never ever
I'm
too
late to the party, but it's called Are We There Yet?
It is
All
indeed.
And the idea of it, so many podcasts are really funny, but you can't listen to them with the kids
True, yeah.
in the car. So this is the world's first family-friendly podcast.
Nice.
Designed to get you from A to B.
That's a
All right?
nice idea.
So you can listen to it in the car. So I have a celebrity guest.
Yeah,
So
we're going to be
Chris-
talking to Chris Packham in a minute.
Chris
He's been
Packham
on.
was on it. He's very interesting, isn't he?
Yeah.
Here you are.
He was telling us about
With your
grass
friend?
snakes. Yeah, I'm there with my son Gary from my first marriage, who's a bit worried. He's a bit worried about this whole national service thing at the moment. He's worried he might have to go in. And then we have a random theme every week. So with Chris, the theme was the London Underground. And he told me, and I didn't know this, that in one London Underground station there are scorpions.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Which one?
I can't remember, but you have to ask him.
Listening. Like
All right.
They're fluorescent scorpions.
We'll talk to him in a second.
We'll swerve that station, I think. You've been in the business now for almost 3 decades, Harry. Unbelievable career. Do you remember your very first gig that you did?
Yeah, it was above a Mexican restaurant in South Norwood, the Aztec Comedy Club.
How long did you get?
So I did 5 minutes. So when you're starting, you do 5 minutes for free, an open spot, right? And the show started at 7:30. I got there at 4:30 in the afternoon, walking around the block for 3 hours. I was so nervous. And I went on, I did my first joke, which, as I remember, was, I said, as a young boy, I had to have one of my testicles brought down from Derby. So it did get a laugh at the time. And see, I had rehearsed this act in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And I hadn't left any space for laughs. So they got a big laugh, and I forgot the rest of the act.
Oh.
But there's a story behind that, though, isn't there, in terms of you forgot it.
But I had it written on my hand.
There you go. And you still do that, don't you?
Still
I
do
still
it.
write to this very day.
Now, we found a little poster. We all look different back in the day. But Harry,
Yeah,
there
look at
you
that.
are. I mean, that's a good photo. But also, we did spot Al Murray as well.
Yes, the young Al Murray. I think he was about 14 then. We used to tour around together.
Yeah, you're big friends, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
And you're still rocking the collar then as well, aren't you?
The big one, yeah.
What-
I don't know if the collar's getting bigger or my head's getting smaller.
Either way, you're rocking it, mate.
Well, Harry's tour, New Bits and Greatest Hits, great title, kicks off in February next year.
And his podcast, Are We There Yet, is also available to download right now.
Now, Dakota, we cannot leave you go without mentioning Ripley.
Yes.
It's hugely popular, filmed in Italy.
Yeah.
Gosh, it sounds like a dream job, doesn't it, Harry?
Yes.
It does, yeah.
Yes, it was amazing. I went to Rome, Venice, Capri, the Amalfi Coast, Naples.
What a night.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful. It's really such a character in the series, so it was. There was no other way.
Are you like a big foodie as well? Do you like? I mean, because Italy is the place to be in it. If you're into your food and your wines
Oh, yeah.
and stuff.
I definitely am, and I would not eat. I would only eat the regional dishes in the certain places. So I would try not to, have carbonara outside of Rome. Like I was really specific. I was also there for a really long time, so I was able. It was sort of my way of coping was plotting the restaurants and the different dishes that I was going to eat.
Definitely the dream job.
Yeah.
Are you going to eat regionally on your tour, Harry?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, pie and mash in Manchester, fish and chips in Whitby.
Pie and mash in Manchester?
I don't know. I've never.
Yeah, your regions are all wrong.
We'd be having
East
emails
London.
now.
It just tends to be pizza everywhere. To be honest. Or Ginsters, whatever I can get from Ginsters on the way.
Honestly.
Brilliant.
Right, we've got some messages. Harry, we'll start with you. Comes from Owen. I'm sure you've heard this before. Where did that big collar come from, Harry? An unmistakable look at this point.
Yeah, well, it was just I just had a shirt with a big collar.
That was it. There's
You
one
know,
in the wardrobe.
The problem with them is that to iron them, you have to actually get onto the ironing board.
Oh.
To do a good
Nice.
job.
Right, that was nice. That was nice.
Dakota Madeline says, I adore Dakota and love seeing her in films. Please give her my love and thanks for all the joy she brings.
Oh,
That's nice. Isn't
Very
it? We like
nice.
that.
Thank you.
Comment again for Harry. David says, Harry, I have front row tickets at the Hazlitt Theatre next year.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to see you.
Big up the Medway posse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Says he also wants to get up on stage as well.
I will.
To play
He's not
swing
nervous.
ball.
What does he look like?
The nervous one.
And we were talking about Celebration Day earlier.
Right.
Kate on Facebook said, I've lost both parents and I remember them every day, but on certain days, like birthdays, I do something they would have enjoyed, such as eating a bar of their favourite chocolate or making a homemade hot chocolate, which my mum loved. Really nice. There are loads of those messages.
Some really nice messages around Celebration Day. Thank you very much for those. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. Thanks to our guests. And don't forget, Spring Watch starts over on BBC Two at 8 o'clock.
Lauren and Roman are going to be here tomorrow with Michael Ball, Daisy Ridley and John Bon Jovi. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday. We'll see you soon.
Good night.
Bye.